Welcome to 60 Seconds Electric Gamer.
Does it make you feel?
Robert Silk. Joining me tonight is Anthony, who is depressed because his wife beats him and then takes drugs. Anthony,
Hello.
how does that leave you?
Fantastic, actually. I get off on it.
Lovely.
I'm not quite sure where this is going.
Joining me in the studio as well as Anthony
You've turned into David Frost.
is
Yes.
Anthony's wife.
Here's his house.
I can't really keep the
Robert
persona
Kilroy
of
Silk, you started off with, how does it make you feel? Into,
David.
here's his house. Yes.
Who lives in a house like this?
Yeah.
That's Lloyd Grossman.
I'll
Yeah.
just give up on that.
Drop that, yeah.
Yeah. It worked for about 30 seconds.
Yeah. And given that we've been recording for just over a minute, maybe not in podcast terms, but certainly recording for a minute, I may have trimmed the beginning.
That's not so bad.
It's not so bad.
That's cracking.
No, but it's Simon.
Yeah, hello.
Yes. Lovely.
I am Ant's wife, apparently.
Apparently, yeah. You take drugs and beat him.
Yeah.
Yes,
And
and I
he-
get off on it.
I'm quite glad he didn't elaborate on how I beat him.
No. I think we could leave that up to our listeners.
The imagination.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, my imagination's running wild now as well.
like Hulkamania. Running wild. What are you dudes gonna do? Because that's what all wrestlers did in the 90s and the 80s. They shouted.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because they were, ironically, on drugs.
Well, you know something, me, Jake. Oh, shut up, please. The only one who didn't was Jake the Snake Roberts, and that's because he had very significant psychological issues. But,
So,
yeah.
anyway, enough of...
And he was on drugs,
yeah,
probably.
probably. Enough of this talk of wrestlers.
Enough of this gay banter.
Yes, we're on about tonight, or today,
Or this
Tomorrow.
podcast.
or this podcast even, thank you. One of the last hurrahs of the PS2.
And what a hurrah it was.
It was.
I
We
thought
are-
this was brilliant.
Yes, we are talking, of course, about Criterion's Black.
Black.
Like my heart.
Black
Like
is the
my
ace of
heart.
spades.
Yep.
There
So,
goes the neighbourhood.
yeah. Essentially, all we have here is a first-person shooter on crack. I'm not going to lie. Name me one gun that has 1 million bullets, because that's pretty much what you are.
Yeah.
Except in the levels we've captured on here, I have actually completed the game to such a level that I have unlimited ammo.
Fucking hell.
And my guns are silver,
Because you can.
because I can. But yeah, it was one of the last games... Well,
looks
I say
very
one
pretty.
of the last games. It was out in 2006.
I'm pulling up the
You carry
details.
999 grenades.
Unlimited. No.
I've got
no.
0 out of 99. So yeah, it was developed by Criterion, who are best known for the Burnout series,
Yes.
Oh.
which is probably why the game features an amazing amount of destruction.
Oh, there you go.
And destruction, as we've often said, can be beautiful.
It
Yes.
can. So instead of obviously it was a bit limited in what it could do. But you could shoot the doors off its hinges.
Off its
As you've
heels.
just done.
Much like that.
There we go. You just
Why
blast.
open a door when you can shoot it?
Yeah.
I think that was their...
Yeah, February 2006.
Yep.
And we got it 4 days before North America.
I think I picked this up much later than I did before. Than when it was out.
Yeah.
Dear oh dear, I'm having a nightmare
He's
tonight.
having problems with words.
But yeah, as I say, it's a first-person shooter. There's some story about
I don't know what's
terrorists.
going on.
But basically, it's just like every other first-person game. You shoot lots of people
Yeah, and objects.
and objects and make them go kabang. It had a nice.
Splish.
It had a nice.
Oh no, sorry.
that's
No.
Zelda.
Boom.
Boom.
Kaboom.
Boom. Oh, that's from Gears of War. It did have some nice features. Obviously, destruction was one of them. Not everything was destructible. Certain features. If you put your cursor over it, some objects would go black,
Black.
which meant they are destructible. and you could have specialist kills like cars exploding, or one of the levels.
Just by looking at them.
No, that's Chuck Norris the game.
Yeah.
Have I thrown you off now?
Yeah, a little bit.
It's just a mental image of the gingery Chuck Norris.
Yeah, just staring.
you
The
look-
dramatic chipmunk
Yeah.
at people, and they just
At
explode.
cars and they just blow up.
Yeah.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm off to the loo, carry on.
He's going to the toilet partway through a podcast. This
Do you know what? I don't give a shit. I like
Well, I
it.
think you're going to.
No, I'm not actually. I'm just going for a wee.
Okay.
So while he's gone,
Let's
let's
talk.
actually talk about
Let's
the
talk
game,
smack.
as opposed to Ant who just waffles on
Yeah.
about random stuff.
Yeah.
I say the plot involves something to do with a terrorist. You are or meant to be sent. I think it takes part in the form of flashbacks.
Yeah.
You're
It's.
being interrogated by.
It is
some sort of
essentially
thing.
Call of Duty Black Ops what they did.
Yeah, pretty
isn't it?
much. Yeah,
That's basically what we've got. Because I mean,
story-wise, anyway.
story-wise, yeah, it takes place in Chechnya. The protagonist is a Black Ops soldier named Jack Keller. He tells most of his story in first person at an interrogation 4 days after the events in which you're playing.
Yeah.
All the bits where you die in the game, so I always love this narrative device. You die in the game, it's like, oh no, wait a minute, I didn't die then.
Yeah.
This is what actually happened. No, I didn't die then either.
Yeah.
No, I came back. You found an aerial photo of Trinesca. Well
Yep.
done.
So yeah, I mean, you're given objectives to do in certain levels, as well as various secondary objectives. So in this one, we obviously picked up some aerial recon photos. It's all completely superfluous, of course. You don't
Yes.
have to do it. You just shoot lots of people until they die.
Die.
And one thing I did particularly like about it was the size of the levels.
Oh, they're
On
humongous, aren't they?
Yeah,
I mean-
you only get about 7 or 8 levels in the entire game, but they will take you a good
You're looking
hour
at
and
least.
a half to complete.
Yeah, I was going to
to
say
do
you're
it
looking at
properly.
least half an hour a level, if not longer.
Yeah,
They are absolutely humongous
yeah.
levels.
My favourite level in the entire game has to be the bridge assault level, where
So I remember that being a particular favourite.
Yeah, you think, oh, it's a
Oh, he's
bridge.
back.
It's not going to take that long, but you go up the main strut after in the first section, and there's another 5 or 6 struts to go,
Yeah.
and in between them, it's like probably a good 400 or 500 yards of road. Like, oh, okay, so this bridge is about 2 miles long.
I
Yeah.
think you've shown me that level before, actually.
Yeah, we captured it. And yeah, I really do like it. It's got everything really that you could probably want from a shooter. It plays really nicely.
Call of Duty,
Yeah, you know, the guns actually feel like they do damage, which some shooters often don't have.
Well, the guns have recoil as well, which is
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, you have to properly think about your aim and use burst shots as opposed to
Just
full automatic
Yeah.
on your AKs or whatever.
holding the finger down and hoping for the best.
Mm-hmm.
codding it.
Yeah. I also am particularly fond of the motion blur you get.
It's all very very cinematic, I thought.
Yeah,
It's,
when you reload stuff, your viewpoint blurs as you're obviously focusing on reloading the gun, which probably happens in real life. I wouldn't know. I've never
Yeah.
reloaded a gun myself.
Well, it's like, okay, if I'm going to focus on my phone now, which is in my hand.
Everything else is out of focus.
Yeah.
But if this was a 3D film, I would be in focus and your brain would melt out of your
Yeah, my
ears.
brain would explode. But yeah, this isn't a 3D film.
That reminds me, actually, I saw an advert this morning for Titanic in 3D. It's just...
No,
It wasn't even that good a film.
No!
No.
I only like the last hour and a half.
Yeah. So I'll give it this. It still looks very nice considering its age. Criterion did a pretty good job of the graphics. on
They
it.
got a lot out of the PS2.
They
Was it-
really did. I
so-
mean, this was in the era of God of War and God of War 2 as well. So
Yeah.
you know, the PS2 was pretty much at its limits of what it could achieve.
Well, you see, this is where I sort of always said that I think they moved on too quickly because I don't think they got the full potential at the PS2. To be
Well,
honest.
what they did with the PS2, they got their full potential by upgrading to the PS3 and give everything HD.
Well, I
Yeah.
suppose.
Because if you play any PS3 game in standard, it looks like this.
I suppose. I mean, Shadow of the Colossus is a main example of that, really, I suppose.
Yeah.
That game looked a lot better in the HD version. But to be honest, looking at this after doing the podcast for Modern Warfare 2, but a few minutes ago,
Yeah.
it looks almost exactly the same.
in broadcast time, it could be many weeks apart.
Well, yeah.
But,
I wouldn't go as far to say it looks like Call of Duty 2.
No.
That's
But this-
pushing it.
this
It's
looks
certainly-
good. This looks absolutely fantastic
No,
for
I
a
was dragging
PS2.
Call
For
of
a-
Duty down.
For a PlayStation 2 game, this is probably as good as you're going to get.
Yeah.
I mean, they did seem to set the story up for a sequel as well.
Yeah, I think they tried to follow it on with Body Count,
Yeah.
but the guy, Stuart Black, who was sort of one of the main developers who helped properly
Yeah.
develop
Black.
this game.
Not a vanity project.
No, not really. He left halfway through, and I think
Yeah.
Codemasters had to finish it off on their own, and it
With a jack.
yeah, and it actually plays like a dying fox.
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
From what I've played of the demo of it, and the reviews have said pretty much the same thing
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
for it. But it's a
So
shame
a
because
true sequel would have been really nice.
yeah, I mean, I do hope they come back to it at some point. I mean, I'm fairly sure EA probably own the rights to it.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, and
A
if
HD
they
remake, do you reckon?
if they
if they do it, I'd buy it again. But to be honest, I don't think it needs it. Yeah, it looks
it
a
may be a
little-
bit of a spit and polish, but then a lot of the HD remakes they've done have just been like cynical cash-ins anyway. So.
Well, yeah.
But even so, I do like the HD remakes.
I really can't fault this game. I mean, if you like first-person shooters, give it a try.
Yeah.
You'll-
And if you're
you'll
into
love
your
it.
retro stuff, I mean, it's only 6 years old as well, so
I know.
it's not
Well, yeah.
a massively old game.
No.
It's strange to think as well that, I mean, this sort of came out of the dying months of the PS2, as it were. I mean, from a new games perspective, because they are still selling consoles for it
Yeah.
amazingly.
Well, I wouldn't say it was a
Um,
month, so I'd say it was getting there. Cause
Well, no,
God of
'cause
War
2000
2 was
2006 was the
2007.
PS3.
Yeah, 2006, the PS3.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I take that back. My
Yeah,
bad.
yeah.
Sorry. I thought
Get
when
your
they
facts straight out
I thought when
today.
they released God of War 2, the PS3 still wasn't out, but it must have been by that point.
Yeah.
Yep. It was
Never mind.
due out in the winter, I believe.
Yeah.
PS3.
So, I mean, these days, I mean, they are still releasing new games for the PS2, that's the daft thing, but it's usually FIFA
yeah.
and Harry Potter.
Yeah.
That's about it. But
And a Tomb Raider game.
Yeah. So,
was Tomb Raider released recently for the PS2?
Underworld was.
Was it?
Yeah,
Seriously?
apparently it was awful.
Well, that was a while ago. Then again, Quantum of Solace was released on the.
Yes.
On
And
the
that was
PS2
equally
as
as shit as its PS3 counterpart.
No, it's actually
So
better.
there we go. There's a good example there of the black thing on the cursor popping up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did spot that.
You just blew up a church tower. A little bit blasphemous.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
But you can do it.
you can do it.
Let's. Should we play a bit of audio? Before
Can we leave it to another? Skip it on a little bit. We'll have
Yeah.
a bit where there's quite a lot of shooting. Perhaps one of the bridge level.
So let's. I'll try skipping.
Oh, this is the level where you storm the mine, and you can use the.
This is the level I got stuck on. This is the nighttime one.
Yeah, that's like the second level in the game.
And I got hideously stuck.
Yeah.
But I wasn't very good at first-person shooters back then, so it's.
No.
Is the
Did you
bridge,
capture
is
the
the bridge at
bridge?
the end?
I'm sure we did the bridge.
Yeah,
there it
yeah,
is.
there it is.
There you go. Right.
Yeah.
Cracking.
You know what I also like about it is the sense of atmosphere.
Yeah.
In the nighttime level, obviously you're on your own. It's not very often you work with teammates in this game. They're quite few and far between. but the nighttime level is full of suspense and tension because you don't know, you just don't know who's around the next corner. So obviously, and it's set in the wood, so they've nailed the atmosphere of being in a wood on your own, in enemy territory quite well. Whereas in this one, this is the bridge level, so you've obviously got the ongoings of a war around you, as well as what's going on with the bridge, which is a nice little touch. I'm sure a lot of games do it now these days anyway, but
Modern Warfare 2 tried to.
you've got a real gripe about Modern Warfare 2 and this game.
And just having watched it and then watching this is like...
It's like seeing two completely different sheep.
So,
yeah. That may be lost on a lot of people.
Yeah.
It wasn't.
Look it up on Google.
Yeah. But yeah, I really love this game. I should really go back and probably try and play it again.
Yeah, I'm planning to go back at some point, but probably when I'm about 50 at this rate.
When it will look completely outdated.
Yeah. I do want to go back to it soonish. This year I will unleash my PS2 again.
Unleash hell upon it.
Yeah, like the Dogs of War. So, 3 games you would recommend if people like this game. Anything?
Well, obviously any sort of first-person shooter.
Specifically?
I'm trying to think what was out at the same time for this sort of game.
It doesn't have to be the same time. Sorry, I'm dying a little bit. Oh dear.
Yeah. I'll say a Call of Duty, but it doesn't quite have the same epic scale and storytelling. God, I really don't know because it's quite unique for a shooter in that it's just.
Okay.
Medal of Honor? Maybe one of the older ones?
Any of them?
Yeah, I think maybe. Medal of Honor. The first Medal of Honor.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
On the PlayStation 1. I mean, I know this is really incidental and has nothing to do with the review, but just looking on the gun, the little ring.
Oh, that's wobbling about.
Wobbling about as you move. That's
attention to detail.
It's completely unnecessary, but they put it in.
I'm just pulling up a list of PS2 shooters, so let's see if we can find anything that you agree on.
Duke Nukem versus Judge Dredd.
Duke Nukem Forever?
No, not that one. Judge Dredd versus the other.
What, Dredd versus Death?
Yeah, there you go. That was a shooter, wasn't it?
That's a first person. I don't know about shooter, but it's first person.
Okay.
Should I say Dredd versus Death then? I mean,
I've never played it, but...
Let's have we got. Well, this person on their list, they've got Res Evil 4.
Oh, they are a bit good.
They've got Black in number 2, The Suffering, Ties That Bind, Area 51, Time Splitters. They've got Gun.
No, they're Time Splitters.
Hitman.
No, Time Splitters.
Time Splitters. So, what's our definitive list? A Medal of Honor, the first one.
The first one.
A Call of Duty, take your pick. And Time Splitters. Is that what we're saying? Okay. That'll do then. Anything else you want
to add? No. I just like it, and I like the fact that when you complete it, you can unlock Silver Gun Mode, which gives you unlimited ammo.
Nice. Okay. Thank you for listening then.
I kind of looked at me then expecting someone like, I've never played the game, so I don't know.
No, I moved swiftly on. If you want to get in touch, info@randomstoke.com is the email address, and for everything else, including our audio productions, blog, YouTube video channel, which has a video copy of the review of this game, the Twitter feed, everything, audio productions, the lot, randomstoke.com, and it's all on there. And if the address should be linked in the tags of this MP3 file. So there we go. As it always has been. I just haven't advertised it. So thank you for listening, and goodbye. This has been a Random Stoke production. Please visit www.randomstoke.com for more.